I'm Chris CMonsterYK. That's not my last name, but it could be. I wouldn't mind. Sketch a Day May. It's the penultimate episode, which means second to last. It's the second to last episode. Now that I've said that. Okay, so I thought I would do something a little different today. I did ink illustrations for a really long time, and I saw somebody else does shorts on here where they do ink monsters, and they drop a little ink on the page, and then they draw a monster from that. So I thought I would give that a try. I have a big bottle of this speedball ink, and I'm going to do a couple of drops, and I'm going to smush it around with some scrap paper. Here's some scrap paper. If we give it a little crumble like this, it'll allow us to all right. So I'm just going to drop it from pretty high up. How's everybody doing today? Oh yeah. I get this on my, well, I don't do ink illustrations a lot anymore, but I used to get it on my, the background of this is felt. And I used to get it on the felt all the time. This is too much. I've gone crazy. I'm not going to be able to draw something. All right, here goes. This is the test. This is a little crazy. I don't immediately see anything, but let's keep an open mind. Okay. Okay, I see something here. I see two things. I'm trying to figure out which way to go. I think I'll go this way. It's the one that's jumping out to me the most. Okay, am I on screen? Okay. So normally I would use more ink, like India ink, instead of these Pigma markers. They're great, but you know, I'm mixing and matching here. Okay, yeah. What I've seen has now changed. So I wouldn't have made these lines if I saw what I see now, but that's okay. It can change more than once. This is just an exercise in creativity. Try to get your brain thinking and moving in different ways. It helps me a lot with sketches to be able to do stuff like this, even when I fail, which I often feel like I fail and other people think it's great. So I try not to judge myself at all. I know that isn't really possible, which is why I just try not to. And then hopefully I do it as little as I can. You got to judge yourself, your work. You have to judge your work if you want to get better. And that's totally normal and good and okay. But to judge yourself based on your work, that's not great. Okay, well, so we have some eyes here. Do I have a white pen or do I only have white ink? Let's see, this is one of my... No, okay, I'm going to keep working. I'd rather be working than looking for something. I thought this was a problem right away just because I put a lot of ink down, and that's not... This is a big drawing canvas for me, so I feel a little overwhelmed. But I think there's something here. Okay, I'm going to add some crazy ears. I'm sorry? Oh, it's a monster. Okay, I actually am starting to like it more and more. Okay. Here's my other one. I'm back to looking for a white marker. The funny thing is I see my white ink all the time, and for some reason right now it's like my brain cannot find it. Okay. Okay, I found my pen. Ah, here we go. Ink. I just remembered I spilled this a couple of weeks ago, so I don't know how much is left. I just closed it up and hoped for the best. So we'll see together. Yeah, looks like I have some. Okay, this will be fun. Let's do this first. Oh, I've now spilt all my ink again. This is a much rougher type of drawing than I usually do, but we'll switch to I thought just before we started that I might do some sort of swan. Okay, not swan. Parrot. All right, this was a fun opening exercise. I am not thrilled with the results, but that's okay. It's not about results today. It's about practice and experimenting. I need to clean this off and having fun. Nope. I'm just going to wipe this tip, put the pen away. Okay. We'll put that guy away. Maybe I'll do something with him digitally. I'll put my pens away and we'll get the pencil out. Here we go, pencil. So today I was thinking about parrots. I've only done, I think, one bird. One bird. And I was thinking about I was thinking about parrots. So let's do one. Let's do one. Okay, we're just going to do like a really, here's the body. You know how parrots can have like kind of an attitude? Let's try to capture that. I feel like parrots can be really pushy, not in a bad way. They're just like very persons. They very much have a lot going on, and so they don't take no crap. That's what I like about parrots. So what do I know about parrots? Let me see. They can live a very, very long time. I think most people know that. If you get a lot of parrots, they're going to outlive you if you get them young. There was, and I think still is, a North American parrot, which is like this cute little green guy. He doesn't really look like what you think of when you think of a parrot, and he does not speak. They're a nuisance in some of the, I think, southern East Coast states, but I'm not 100% on its range. I think this is not bad. How do their beaks go? Oh yeah, this is looking better. I forgot about the bottom beak. No, no, no. I am a Wikipediologist. Yeah, like barely any birds at all. So good observation. Oh, okay, never mind. I take it all back. I'm going to use the other piece of that scrap paper for my hand. Okay, I think maybe the head there's something going on. I'm just going to do a little adjusting here to see if I can make it feel right and maybe move the eye up. because this looks like a parrot to me. I was thinking of giving this parrot a pirate something because of the association pirates have with parrots. So I didn't really get why pirates might have parrots, but they were and they were very exotic and very expensive. So it might have just been a show of wealth, right? These pirates were, for them, it could be free. They just had to capture it on their journeys. And for anybody who wasn't a sailor and wasn't a captain, for instance, it would be very expensive. And so I think it might have just been, I don't know. I've never looked this up or anything. I just thought of it now as we're drawing together here, but I think it might have been just a show of wealth. It was kind of like something that you could wear that showed you had a ton of money, or the ton of wealth, not necessarily money. A symbol of power. What's neat about parrots is there's multiple stories of them being stolen and sold, and then they just return to their owners, like traveling thousands of miles in some cases. So that's cool. I've heard the smartest parrot is the African gray. I don't think it really looks like the one we're doing today. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to switch to the darker pencil. The one I use all the time. I've worn away the grip. It's weird. Gonna have a sip of water. I hope everyone's having a good Friday. Just asked in person where I get my supplies. So I think a lot of pencils I get from Jet Pens, but I know some of them are available in a lot of places like Amazon, and I think this is where the nostril is for there's always a nostril on a beak, or almost always a nostril on the beak. And the placement can feel really weird sometimes to us because our nostrils are, I really like these Pentel Graph Gear 500 pencils. They're for drafting. What they have is this little, I'll zoom in. They have this little tip here. This sheath at the end, but where the lead comes out. And so what that is good for is it will ride right up against a ruler. So if you want to make a straight line, that it will be fine. It's also good for like some other drafting and fancy illustration tools. This sized sheath will fit into like a lettering tool and a couple of other tools to help you do like, lettering or some other stuff. I think the wing is like a little high, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it up and bring it down. Oh. That was unintentionally hilarious. Okay. Wait, these guys are very colorful. I should have done an African gray, come to think of it, because I'm gonna possibly color this in future, and it's gonna be a ton of work, but that's all right. Future me's problem. So I really like a B2 black lead. I don't know if I have a container of it anywhere that I could show you. Yeah, I do. This is my favorite lead. It's what's in this pencil, the one that gets all the use. You guys can't see that. There we go. Let me zoom out a tiny bit, up or all the way. And this is the one, after I'm done doing the initial sketch and I come back in and I do the darker stuff and it's harder to erase, that's this lead. I get it in bulk on Amazon, but it took me a very long time to find leads that I was comfortable with. And I do suggest, after you get a mechanical pencil, if this is the way you want to go, that you buy a bunch of different types of leads. They're not super expensive for a single thing, and sometimes you can get an assortment. I think you'll be able to get a halfway decent assortment for under $10, but don't quote me on that. Prices are changing all the time. But yeah, I think it was really, I would not have expected to like a 2B lead. I had tried it in regular pencils and had felt like it was like missing something, or it was just not for me. But trying it in the mechanical, I really loved it. I actually want to talk about pencils and the shape of a pencil when you sharpen it. Somebody said to me the other day, and it made me feel a little crazy. Somebody said to me, uh, not in a bad way, just like it made me realize, I shouldn't say it made me feel a little crazy. It made me realize that I have a different relationship with mechanical pencils. And of course I do, right? Like I draw all the time, every day, at least every day in May, with these pencils. Like, of course I have a different relationship with them. All right. I think his legs got a little twisted. Maybe he's about to turn to look at us, his body towards us to say something. Let me get some nice, I'm going to darken up this chest, his chest here, in order to bring it in front of his back wing. A nice thick line will usually bring something in front of whatever's next to it. And they'll help our brains see it as, I'm going to say in front of one last time, in front of the other thing. So they sell a mechanical pencil. Not my fave. I've never, no, I did have one that did this. Not my fave. Where every time you write and you lift it up, it rotates the pencil very slightly. And it does this in order to keep the mechanical pencil at a point. So let me just move over here for a second. So a mechanical pencil lead, right? It looks like this. It's a cylinder. It's a very small cylinder. And so when you first write, you write along this sharp edge, right? And then you flatten that out. And then this mechanical pencil, not this one, but the one I'm talking about, will spin the lead. So the next time you write, you'll be using this part, which will stay sharp. And then the next time you write, you're using this part and this part. And then it'll stay pretty sharp. The reason I don't like that, as somebody who does illustration with the mechanical pencils, is say I want to fill in this space with the pencil. What I will do in order to get a nice flat spot is I'll just go to a scrap piece of paper and give it a little scribble real quick. And now I've flattened out my own spot, and I can come in and get a nice flat, thick line where I can fill in this space relatively quickly. and I wouldn't want the pencil to choose when I'm using which part of it. So now I've have this flat space. So now my pencil looks, well, I don't want to draw on it, but I can now turn this pencil and I can get really thin, sharp lines because I'm turning it and choosing where on the lead I'm drawing. So I can go thick or I can go thin just by twisting where on the lead I'm drawing the pencil, and by sometimes, sharpening it by giving it a little scribble that to change the shape of the pencil lead. I don't know. I was just thinking about that and I wanted to tell somebody, so I told you. Thanks for being here. All right. What kind of pirate thing should we give this uh, sky lubber? I was going to say land lubber, but that's not accurate. I mean, I guess a lot of parrots have their wings clipped, which is sad, but it keeps them from injuring themselves if they're kept as pets in small places. Pets make me sad sometimes. I love pets. Animals can be excellent companions, but it's nice when animals are free, when they can be, and they can be healthy. I guess parrots' bottom beak is usually pretty dark. Oh, treasure, yeah. Treasure is a great answer. Great answer. Like he could have a little parrot on his shoulder. Yeah, that's what I meant. What do pirates' hats look like? Hmm. We'll draw his hat last. Yeah, like Captain Crunch. Okay, yeah, let's carve a space out here. We'll use the eraser for erasing black lead. Actually, we won't. It's totally missing. We'll just use, oh, here it is, here it is. Make sure it's not dirty. There. We'll carve out a little space for our parrot's pirate. I'm going to do him a little cartoony just because I'm confident in that style more so than I am in some sort of realistic style for a tiny human pirate. Oh, I should zoom in. Oh my God, thank you so much, Zad. I'm adding I hope it's Zad. If it's not, please let me know. I'll correct. I'm adding a little pirate to his shoulder. You know, you get it. I wasn't planning on it, but I think this pirate might be sitting down. Oh, could he be like squatting? Is that too much? Hmm. I have no good options. His head should be up here. I'm just doing it. Oh man. Like from Family Guy. No, from King of the Hill. There's his beard. Here's his slumpy shoulder. Here's his other side. Here's his like human belly. Here's his top of his leg, his hip. Here's his leg, his human leg. Okay. And then this leg will be, oh yeah. I forgot that things are three-dimensional for a second. I drew a cartoon yesterday, how I used to draw cartoons as a kid, which is very much like, here's the head, here's the body, like here's the here's the body, it goes straight on. Like here's the legs, they also are straight on, which like I think a lot of kids do, right? That's not unusual. Um, but it like messed up my drawing. It messed up the way I think about people for a second. Okay. This guy's coming out okay. Am I back on camera with him? Yeah. Oh, pirates wear boots. Love a good boot. They're stylish and fun to draw. Let's make his pants a little baggy. He didn't taper these. He sewed them. He sewed them by hand, by tallow candlelight, from spare canvas. What does he care? And he's very small, so it's hard to sew things that are that small. We'll give him a nice jacket, though, because I think that's funny. I was just thinking crazy hair. I'm giving him an eye patch because I think I really want you to see him and think immediately pirate. I don't want there to be any. And at this size, I think an eye patch will really help with that. A hat would too, but I'm really unsure about what the hat's going to be. Let's see. So I know they wear. Okay, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up what a pirate hat looks like. Okay, I'm looking up a pirate hat because I think. Oh. So I'm thinking tricorn. And I think the kind. Yeah, I think there is a kind you're talking about, which is like instead of being a tricorn, it might still be a tricorn but folded differently. I don't know. Hats are cray. So there's a couple different styles. This is one where it's like folded up in the center. And then these are also like could have been folded up, and then it also has the same in the back. I'm gonna probably just stick with this because I do think it's pretty instantly readable as pirate hat. I'll give him a little bandana underneath, which I think will help sell it. And then I'll put a little skull and crossbones on it also. This is very small. Usually I'd put my face right up against this, but if I did that, you would not be able to see what I was drawing. So, oh, you know what? This is silly. I have a much smaller pencil. This is a, what the heck? This is a 0.3 millimeter. I haven't been using it very much because I only have 1 or 2 leads left in here, and I use leads fast on this thing because they're so dang oh, the lead in here right now is actually done. So one thing that happens with mechanical pencils, I was talking about mechanical pencils a little bit ago, so I'm going to talk about them again, is as you use up the lead, it gets to a point where the clutch is no longer holding on to the lead. So I'll show you what the clutch looks like. This is the clutch here, and if you push it forward, it will push the lead forward. That's what is doing that. And so it gets to a point where the lead is shorter than this, right? And once the lead is shorter than that, the clutch is no longer holding it, and it's just sitting freely inside the tip of the pencil. And the reason that's a problem is you can no longer control what direction it's working, and you also can't get any pressure on it because it'll just push whatever it is out. So that little bit of lead at the end of every piece of lead is no good to me. Okay, I just had to say that while I was pushing out the next lid. Okay, I think that reads as a pirate hat. I think he reads as a pirate. I didn't mean to make him have his hands in his pockets, but I kind of like it. Oh, he does have 2 feet, so good for him. You know what? I'm going to put his left, or his right hand, the left here, just kind of like reaching up to hold on to the parrot. Does that look all right? Yeah, not particularly. Easy for it to look doofy, especially because it's like halfway behind his head. I'm just gonna not do that. Creative choice undone. Could he be holding a sword? Yeah, why not? Sword will be coming out like here. Okay. I don't know what pirate swords look like. Let me see, like, just like that, right? Like a cutlass. Oh, I drew it off the screen. Just like that, right? Okay. Ah, I did it too curved. That's... And it gets thicker at the top. Okay. I think I got it now. Yep, there we go. That looks right. Sometimes it's hard for me to envision things in 3D space like the sword, right? So what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, I have a sword and it's coming out of, oh, it's coming out of a handle, and I need the sword to be like, let's say the handle is pointing this way, yeah. So I need the sword to be coming out of here and shaped like a certain way. So I'll just do like a line and imagine that as the flat surface of the sword. And that'll help me, even if I don't get the shape just right, it'll sort of help me envision what I want the shape to be. I did it truncated here because I didn't want to go into the parrot. I think that it's the same when you do like somebody's arm and you have it connecting from the shoulder and then you have the elbow. Oh, excuse me. You have the shoulder and then you have the elbow, right? And then the wrist or whatever down here. And if you want to make sure you draw it right, you can do what they do is like they wrap it like a mummy. And so you can do like a spiral. And I just do like a looser, dirtier spiral just to help me envision like exactly what this arm's going to look like. And like maybe it doesn't look right in this position. So then I end up moving the dots. All right. Let's see. I'll get my tiny eraser. I'll erase the middle of the sword. Oh, it's dirty. It's very dirty. Sometimes I feel, oh, it's empty. Jeez. I'm refilling all my stuff today. Here's a tiny eraser, mechanical eraser refills. I probably got these from Jet Pens. These tiny erasers are kind of hard to find. I really like a really good a mono eraser. This is a mono. This is a touch, air touch mono. I have eraser. This, oh no, this is a Pentel. I also really like this one. I have a lot of erasers, so I like them all. There we go. All right, I'm going to draw something else now. I'm not sure what, but it'll be fun. I think a parrot with a pirate on its shoulder is pretty neat. Let's do, gosh, I don't know. I'm just going to start scribbling and see what comes up. Sometimes this is very successful. Sometimes I feel like a fool. Let's hope it's the latter. No. Let's hope it's the first one. Oh man, I'm already feeling like a fool. Mission successful. I'm sort of drawing a skull. I think I was thinking about the pirates. Let's not do a skull though. Let's do a is there something round and furry like this? Am I just drawing like a tribble from Star Trek? Hmm? I don't know what a fry guy. I don't know what a fry guy is. Huh? Oh, one of those little. Do they have big feet? Why are feet so weird? I think feet are hard to draw because our brain like never thinks about them. That I don't mean never, but like people's brains identify like human brains are set up in a way to identify people. Um, and like they're literally constructed so that facial recognition has like a huge part of the image recognition part of your brain or the pattern recognition part of your brain. And so when we see people, we with that faces are really important. And then within that structure, like eyes are really important and stuff like that. And it's why in like anime and some cartoons and some drawings, like you can make people's eyes like very big before anyone notices there's something wrong because your brain is like paying so much attention to them already anyway that they're like, it's like, yeah, of course. The eyes, perfect. I can see them really good. I don't know what this guy is doing. He's sad about something or concerned about something on the ground in front of him. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. He spilled his drink. He had a he had an Erewhon smoothie. I have no idea what that is. I've heard somebody saying it on the internet. So his paper straw is ruined. The lid's over here really really came off. He had a dome lid. It's sitting sideways now. You can tell it's a paper straw because paper straws for some reason look like candy canes or barbershop poles. It's so I really bet you it's so that people from a distance know not to yell at you for using a plastic straw. Okay. Get some mess on the ground. It's a lot. He spilt it basically as soon as he got it. It's actually a little bit of heartbreak. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a little shadow, make it exist in the world. Give this a little hard lines, make it exist in the world. And we'll have him saying no. How do people say no? No. Okay, yeah, pretty much like what I've done. No. I don't know where he got a tongue from. This little cartoon guy, all of a sudden, like existing. The problem is he doesn't have arms. He just has hands. And they're not even like real good human hands. They're just like cartoony, like he has a glove on hands. It's not his fault. His creator really did him dirty. Hands, man. I am unpracticed at drawing hands. I can do them if I sit down and I spend a lot of time on them. They're one of those things where like I'm constantly going, what does my hand look like? Which way do thumbs go? Thumbs go up or in, generally, in case you're curious. Just like big toes are on the inside of your foot, thumbs are on the inside of your hands. They go up or in. For the person, yeah. For the person whose thumbs they are. Sometimes I just draw mittens. And then like with the shape of the hand, so you have like the middle finger, the ring finger, the pointer, and the pinky, and then you can come in and sort of put them in again. And then like I have a bunch of rule sets that I try to follow for different kinds of hands. So like the first bone is going to be equal to the whole rest of the finger ish, and then the first bone is going to be double the size of the second bone, which is going to be double the size of the third bone. And that's not true for everybody's hand. You can see it's clearly not true for mine, but it's a good general rule to make hands that you're drawing look like hands instead of look like AI from 2022 or whatever it is. I don't know. I did not follow those rules here. Bro is shook. No. Oh, he looks like he's the kind of guy to wear a hat. Oh no, you know what? I can see it now. Am I still on screen? No. I can see it now. He's just a little bit balding. And he has a spot of less hair. He's not totally bald there. Just a little bit less hair. It's not even. Okay. I like this guy. I'm going to draw another crazy, cartoony weirdo. This started, I was drawing a skull. So that's interesting. I'm going to give his eyes just a little more like space in the face to exist in. And we'll do some eyebrows because that's a good way to really sell the emotion. It's the same reason why I did the space in the face eyes. Like, he's so much more hurt now. Having the eyebrows point in and down towards the mouth, be closer to the inside. That also makes him look sadder. And we can even give him like, if you do like a light reflection here, that like brings the face to life. For whatever reason, it changes the way our brains think about the eye, and like it makes it look more real, even if it's just something so simple like that. And then if you do it like here, it makes it look like their eyes are filled with water. It gives it the illusion, and that they might be crying. I didn't sharpen my pencil like I was talking about before. Ooh. So it wasn't flat when I did that eye. We'll come in, get those little cry eyes, the little light reflection. And we'll give him this one too. And we can even do, if you kind of grab it right here, there's something about right here. I don't know the anatomy of eyes, but I think like if you give this a little space, a little white, that also helps to make it look more realistic, or more to have humans like attached to it more. All right, let's do another goofball. Hopefully the next goofball will not have lost his Erewhon smoothie. I was just thinking of another character. You can draw, so just like this guy was from a skull, I drew really hard. You can see his indentation on the next page. Sometimes you can draw like a person's, sometimes I try to draw a torso looking like straight at you, right? You have like the belly button, and then I get to this point one time I got to this point, I was like, whoa, this kind of looks like um, a face. If you have this is like the belly button, you have like the belly of the person, and then you just do tiny legs. That's the belly. This will be the eyes. Flat nose. And then the arms will come out from up here just like regular human arms. Front, okay. Yeah, so sometimes I just spend a lot of time drawing these guys, which like help you draw humans in a lot of ways because these guys will move and do different things than human bodies will, but they're basically the same parts as a human body. And so it gives you like just more practice, and the practice can be fun in a different way than like I'll make up stories with these guys. I'll have them do all sorts of crazy stuff. I haven't done it in a very long time, but when I first started drawing every day, I would draw these guys a lot. I don't know why I just gave this guy big eyelashes. I like it though. Let's give his eyes some color. Color in theory. So this guy has like a kind of a frown, but he does not look sad, I don't think. Um, I think that is because the eyes, the waving, is because this is a stomach, right? He has like big uh, cheeks, rosy cheeks. And he's kind of smiling. Even though his face is coming down like this, his mouth is kind of making that frowny shape. You can see here, this is turned up. It's actually still going straight across. It's still pointing down, but the turn up from going down kind of makes it look like he's morphing into a smile. One thing I think about constantly is mouth shape. Um, I draw a comic every day for my wife, which is just two tiny two tiny elephants. Here's Steffi. Oop, she got a little tall, but that's okay. So this is Steffi. I'm every time I try to draw these guys live, I mess them up so much. I get so nervous. And I don't know why. They're literally the characters I draw more than anything else in the world, ever. Um, so Steffi, her eye always looks like that. Sometimes, if you really need to, these are just rules I imposed on myself. Sometimes, if you really need to, I will add an eyebrow to her to try to explore more emotions. But what I try to do is for Steffi, all of her emotion comes from her body language and her mouth. or the vast majority of her emotion. So you can see here she's pretty neutral stanced, maybe a little open, and her eye is always going to be the same, but she looks pretty happy. If I change this mouth shape, let's do, now she looks shook. Is this close enough to see it? Like now she's looking at something and you're like, oh gosh, what's happening over there? And we can also make her look, let's do, let me see, like worried. I want to do one. It's hard. I don't know really. I'm like figuring it out as I go. What is this one? You know, I can't even name the emotion, so maybe that's the problem. You can do like determined or confident. You can do even, well, no, that's bad. That's determined in a bad situation. If you give it a little upturn, that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Just straight shock, or I messed it up. Straight shock. And then if this shock is too negative, you can make this shock a little bit happy, like shocked, but in a better way, by kind of just adding a little corners to it. Yeah, I should do at least a short about this. I draw mouths. Like I said, I draw at least 2 mouths every day, usually a lot more. And for this character, this is Steffi, it's the only way or the main way she shows emotion. Now I'll do Stella. Stella is her little sister. They are stuffed animals that go on crazy adventures or stay in and watch TV. It's really a, oh yeah, so Stella's eyes, they're not as strict, but they're still very close. Like Steffi's eyes will always look like that, except for sometimes she won't have an eyelash. Stella's eyes, you know, sometimes they'll look like that. Is this still on screen? Yeah. Sometimes they'll have like one part will be thicker so you can see like where she's looking. So they're a little bit, gosh, it's the ears. When I do the ears and nobody's looking, they're so easy for me. And when I do them on a live stream, for some reason I like freak out. It's like you ever sign your signature and like you do great. You're like practice at home or in a notebook and you're like doing a great job. And then someone's like, could you sign here? And you're like, yeah. Like, so Stella, she has a lot more arms, a lot more body language. So for instance, here, I'm making her look sad and down. This is her belly, it'll be in front. And part of that is she's hanging her arms down in front of her. She also has a tail, so that can also be low. Stella's the much more expressive of the two. So here, if we change the mouth, it'll start to look, you can still change a lot of the emotion, but like there's a little bit of a discordance here. Like, you can tell she was just sad, and now she's getting happy, because why does she look like this otherwise? But also, I feel like there's a little bit of a discordance here. Like, she's shocked, but she's standing in a really like apathetic, low energy way. And that's not how shocked works. So we can do, let's, I don't know why this arm did this. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. Shocked Stella. A impromptu explanation of why I like drawing mouths and the intricacies of those. This is a different lead, I think. I remember this lead ran out. I think the new one is different. It's really like weird. I don't like it. It's very hard. Okay, and this is Stella. I think I'm done drawing for today. If you have any requests, I'm doing one more day tomorrow of Sketch a Day May, and then I'm going to go down to once a week, twice a week on special occasions. You know, the pirate says arg. The parrot is taciturn. All right, thank you so much for showing up. I hope you have a great day. Hope to see you tomorrow. If you have any requests, drop it in a comment. Check out my shorts. I just released a short I'm really proud of. It's a pencil. You have to take a look at it. I really love it. I think I did a great job. And I don't generally judge myself in that way. All right. Oh, we have to name the parrot. Uh, hmm. We have to name the parrot. I think we could do two things, right? We could give him a Brazilian name like we did with the capybara, because aren't parrots... Well, I don't really know where parrots are from, actually. I know some are from Africa. So I don't... Do I know any African names? Just the religious ones. We could do that. We could name him uh Idris, which is, I don't know the language derivative, but it's a name that derives from Enoch. It's a religious name. Like I said, those are the only ones I know. But tons and tons of names are religious. So this is Idris the parrot. Whoops, he's just saying his name. That's... There we go. And I guess we'll do a cutesy one. I totally forgot about cutesy ones. Yeah. Cutesy parrot. Got it. How do the top... Okay. Yeah, I got confused for some reason. I thought the feathers got longer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ooh, I'll have them be waving. I love when birds and like whales and stuff like do human stuff with their not very human fins and arms, wings. You know, in like cutesy versions, not in real life. In real life, it's really scary. Big cartoon eyes, because that's how it goes. I made them uneven. Oh well. For some reason, the shape of birds' heads is always like this when it's a cartoon. Give them the feather treatment. I don't know. I draw feathers and fur differently, but I don't know why or how. I just, over a lot of practice, have developed different. I should study it. I should watch these videos and see if there's a distinct difference. Oh, he's not wearing anything except for the pirate. So how do we put a pirate on his shoulder and make the pirate also cutesy? I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Very small. Let's see. That'll be the beard. We'll make that black so it sticks out. He's sitting. So those are his lower legs. These are his upper legs. He's waving because he's also friendly. Because hopefully cute things are always friendly. We'll give him a little skull and crossbones. That's not bad. That's not bad. Where's my tiny eraser? Did I put it away? Here it is. I think this pirate is a skeleton. Oh, I was cleaning an eraser over here. This is what his little friend says. Because Arg is both threatening and cute. All right. Thanks so much for coming again. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.